retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab it and taste it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take the thing to see. Just like a weed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms. I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to a very special edition Thursday stream. It is March 12th, 2026, and the pathway to Vindication is reaching the home stretch as we are less than a month away from the first wrestling event in St. Mary High School in 7 long years. This is the countdown to Vindication part number 5. And as per usual, I'm not alone. Back with me here, one of my co-hosts. He is the co-founder of Around the Ropes podcast, good friend of mine. And of course, he's been with me for all the shows that I've delivered so far. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome back Mr. John Blaine. How you doing, John?
Doing good. I actually have to bring something up to you when we get going here because your best friend there, Greek Savage, was on my show this past Tuesday.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. I can only imagine what he said about me. That should be funny to talk about. But we are also not alone because we got ourselves another co-host of ours. She has been making waves over at Dynasty. She's been one of our top-tier color commentators for both Off the Rails and Battle in the Borough, too. Please help me welcome Miss Billy Ann Wolf. Billy, how are you this fine evening?
What's up, guys? Doing great. Looking forward to talking about Vindication.
I'll tell you this. What's not so great is the fact that the weather has been incredibly bipolar as of lately. What the hell's going on, Billy? Mother Nature, what are you doing? Telling you. It's 81 degrees 2 days ago, and then it's snowing as I'm driving home today. Unbelievable. But regardless, I'm getting carried away there. We got a major guest on the show. He is looking to send shockwaves throughout the wrestling world when he takes on Tony Cini on April 11th at Vindication. He's been making a name for himself over with SP Anderson and Pedro Pablo over at Titan Championship Wrestling. He is known as the Head Hunter, Big Anthony Gracia. How
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
I can hear you just fine, brother. What's going on?
You guys are going in and out for me. Hold on.
That happens.
Live radio, folks.
It happens. Don't worry.
You're going to play Mother Nature again.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, to be quite honest with you, he's not our only guest.
Oh.
Hey, champ.
What's up, bud? How you doing?
Well, not too bad. Glad that you could actually make the show. Been trying to get you on for the last couple weeks.
Yeah, well, scheduling. Busy. Things to do that are a little more important than you are. But I'm glad to be on the show, and the pleasure is all yours. Believe me.
Yeah, I can imagine. Thank you, Rick. Anthony, how you sounding now?
Good, and I can hear everybody.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear. We have a lot to talk about, but as per usual, let me go around the table. We'll start with John. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Just search John Blaine on Facebook or any of the social media sites or Around the Ropes. We're live every Tuesday night talking all things pro wrestling.
Billy?
Just look up your friend Billy, Billie. You can also find me with We Are the Dynasty and check out TIW, Truly Independent Wrestling in North Adams, Massachusetts on March 28th. I will be your ring announcer.
That's right. That's right. And she will also be our lead color commentator at Vindication going down on April 11th. Big Ant, where can everyone find you on social media?
Mostly on Instagram. Big Ant underscore 76.
Be sure to check him out, people, because I'm telling you, if you have not seen this guy fight, he is someone that you should definitely keep your eyes on. Champ over there in the bottom right-hand corner, where can everyone find you on the medias?
I mean, come on. How many Rick Recons are there really in the world? But, I'll spell it out for you. You can search through the lovely Book of Faces for Rick Recon. Rick underscore Recon for Instagram. And Rick Recon 1 or the old X or Twitter or whatever you still call it.
Well, thank you very much. Well, we're actually going to start with Ant here. Because, Big Ant, I know that there's a lot of people that want to know, for those unaware, how long have you been in this business? How did you get started?
Been in the business since December 2022. I am third generation. My great uncle and his father. So a lot to live up to. But trained originally by the Maximos, Joel and Jose. Trained a little bit by PJ Savage, Sunny Kiss, the new backseats, Alex Ryman. So been trained by quite a few people.
Well, you've been learning from a lot of the top tier professional wrestlers on the East Coast. I definitely appreciate that. Now, you got yourself one hell of a match coming up on April 11th at Vindication. This is against the guy right here who has been making waves for himself in the same exact promotion that you've been making waves for yourself in. We're talking about Tony Cini. Tony Cini, he is a former TCW middleweight champion, and he is looking to bounce back big because he recently lost that middleweight championship a couple months back in January in Bayville. So I actually want to ask you, what exactly does this match mean to you?
It means a lot to me because for as long as I've been in Titan, so has Tony Cini. He has given me advice, but honestly, when it comes to April 11th, that respect, that friendship goes out the window. I will become vindicated. I will go in to off the rails in that fatal four-way. And honestly, Tony Cini can go back to Titan, go back to the backyard, and do what he's been doing for the last couple of years. Same old shtick. I'm not.
It's a pretty bold statement to make, big guy, because you
Oh,
do have to imagine here, because Tony Cini's already taken out one giant in Ox Adams. He helped eliminate him back at Battle in the Borough too, and to my knowledge, if I'm not mistaken, you were there. You saw that all play out.
I did, but also he had to have help take out Ox Adams. I've wrestled Ox Adams before, came very, very close to beating him. So honestly, if Tony Cini needs help, and if Ox, very, very slim chance when he beat me, Tony Cini does not stand a chance, honestly.
We're actually going to open up the table now to some questions. We'll start with John Blaine here. John, you got any questions for Big Ant? And then after we go through the table, we'll move on to Heavy Metal Hitman over there.
Anthony, my question to you actually is not so much with the match. You said before, being that you're a third generation, do you feel like you have more pressure on you trying to uphold the legacy that your family has established?
There's always pressure. There's been pressure since day one. When it comes to my family, no matter what you do, there's always pressure. And honestly, I thrive under pressure.
Billy?
Well, that's awesome to hear, because I think anybody wrestling Tony Cini, that's a lot of pressure, my friend. So how do you think what do you know about Tony that you think going into this match is going to be beneficial to you, knowing him so well?
So, Tony, honestly, does the same old thing every time. I've watched his match against Jack Martins. I watched his match against um, Donovan, Mike Donovan, the Brooklyn Outlaw. So I've seen Tony Chini's matches, and honestly, there's not a lot that he changes up. So this match, if he wins, and that's a big if, he has to pull something out that I haven't seen and the fans haven't seen.
All right. Sounds like you got him scouted.
It's definitely going to be a rather interesting match. And as we've mentioned before, this match is not just a simple one-on-one match. It's a fatal four-way qualifying match because the winners of the several qualifying matches will go on to Off the Rails on May 30th, 2026, and they will be competing in a fatal four-way match for the Savage Heavyweight Championship. One man that is already announced is the Greek god Papadon, who is currently undefeated in North Jersey as we speak. And that's actually a nice segue. Rick, you teamed with this man back at Battle in the Borough 2, and we do have footage, actually, from Battle in the Borough 2, in which you and Papadon managed to defeat the Silk City Kings in our very special co-main event. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already seen, please take a look.
Cutter!
Oh, Pittman's on the top rope.
Frog
splash!
splash!
Oh, Recon's gotta be done.
Best served cold. Recon's on ice. Now Papa Don.
Oh my God!
Ring.
That was a 3. Unbelievable.
That is disgusting.
Typical Papadon.
And Papadon.
Oh!
No!
Pittman
took
going
out
after
the ref.
Papadon accidentally took out the ref.
Pittman took out the ref.
Oh, it's
The referee
this
is out for the
turning
time
to chaos.
being.
Absolutely. Oh no, Pittman into the post.
Papadon knew that we were going to see Kenny Bengal beat Rick Recon again. Lightning was about to strike twice. And now Bengal, body avalanche to the, wait a minute, Recon's
got a bat.
Wait a minute, Recon's out of it for the time being, and Papadon tried to get the baseball bat.
And now Recon has it.
Recon!
Oh, Bengal
got the bat. Bengal with the scissor kick. Oh my God! And the same bat that Recon used to cost the Silk City Kings the title.
But we don't have a ref.
May have just cost them once again.
Oh, here comes the ref.
Here comes John Pashota. And history will not repeat itself.
Unbelievable.
That is certainly not
how
the
sweet
first
it is,
time.
baby. How sweet it is.
It's certainly not the first time that you use that bat there, champ. You actually used that bat back at Off the Rails last year when you cost the Silk City Kings the TCW tag team titles over the Audacity. So I actually do have to ask you this, and this would be my first question to you of the night. Going into this match, considering that it will be unsanctioned, and there essentially will be no rules. So whatever the Silk City Kings want to do will be just as legal as you using a baseball bat. So I would like to ask, how is this time going to be any different?
How is this time going to be any different? Well, as you saw the footage, there were rules. Yeah, we bent them. We didn't really break them, but we bent them. We got around them. There aren't any. There are no rules. You took the shackles off me. You did probably the dumbest thing you could have ever done. You took the chains and the shackles off me and said, "Go get him, champ. Go kill him." Because literally, I could feasibly do that in an unsanctioned match. There are no rules. There's nobody to interfere. I could probably choke both of them out and put them in the hospital, put them in comas for the rest of their lives. And what are they gonna do about it? Legally, they can't do anything about it. So you actually are doing me a favor, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this. Because, you know, I seem to have a knack for beating the Silk City Kings. I beat them a couple weeks ago at ISPW with Eric Orbis. Beat them there, and I'll beat them again. Why not? And you know what? Yes, this is a guy. Now, of course, I'm tagging with a guy that I don't particularly like. However, you know, sometimes you have to very bottom of the script, the very bottom of the barrel, to where you have splinters under your fingernails in order to eke out a victory. And nobody knows that better than Ray Calitri, because man, that guy He dressed up as Santa Claus to cash in the money in the bank and win a title. He is the lowest of the low. So you know what? Sometimes you have to have friends in low places.
Is that exactly why you picked Ray Kalitri to begin with? Because I do have to bring up, man, this is a guy who I've seen you go to war with several times in ISPW for the ISPW Heavyweight Championship in multiple different towns across the state of New Jersey. So what exactly prompted you to choose Ray Kalitri? Is it because of the fact that he is willing to go as low as possible in order to get that win?
That, and you know what? Your enemies will always know you better than your friends. So you know what? Who would know me better? I've fought him how many times? At least 10 times at this point over the years. I could pivot to my right. He knows exactly what I'm going to go for. Same with me. I know exactly what he's going to go for. While it is tag team match as opposed to singles match, that has a chemistry that me and Papa Don may not have had. So that's the thing. Me and Papa Don, this was the first time we were on teams. We never teamed together. We've spoken before, but we never teamed before, and we still beat the Silk City Kings, who are tag team specialists. I'm tagging with a guy that I've known for years. He knows me. I know him. I know everything he does. He knows everything I do. Now, put that together. Fit that all together. That's 1 + 1 = 3. Silk City Kings ain't it, man. They have a hell. Listen, I'll give them the talent. I absolutely hate this. I actually have to pull this out of my teeth. They are excellent competitors. Almost made me sick to my stomach for that. But they're excellent competitors. But they just don't have that killer instinct now, do they? And who has it more than anybody? Me.
Well, with that being said, I'm actually going to turn it over to the table now. We'll talk about Killer Instinct a little bit later. But Billy, do you have any questions for the heavy metal hitman?
Yeah. First off, hi Rick. Nice to see you.
Been a while.
Definitely.
Wow.
You seem a little different now, but it's very nice to see you still, my friend. So obviously we discussed the past between you and Ray Kalitri. How do you plan to trust him?
Well, I guess you can look at it the opposite way. How can he trust me? You don't have a choice. You have to trust the other guy, or you're gonna lose. You don't have a choice. There is no choice. There is no choice anymore. If you're not trusting your partner, you're gonna lose. You're actually forced by logic and by contract and by sheer self-preservation. You have to trust the other guy. You have to. Period. So you do or you die. That's how this works. And man, I love do or die situations, man. You know that. I love them.
Fair enough.
John?
Hey Rick, it's been a while since I've seen you. With this match, obviously you've been fixated with Silk City Kings now for a while. What is it with them? Like, what's the fixation with them?
Well, see,
It's Kenny, that's why.
It's not so much. It's not so much the team itself. Now, poor Ray Pittman. I swear, he is just guilty by association. Okay, he really truly is. I have a problem with somebody trying to step up to me like Kenny Bagwell. Like, listen, great competitor. Your lane is tag team wrestling, and you came at me for some whatever reason as a singles competitor. You decided to just kind of go out there and call me out. You want to face me? You want to face me? And you somehow beat down a victory, and you hold this over my head like this is like your crowning achievement that you beat Rick Recon. And I know that's a very rare thing that lately that happens. However, he just sticks it in your face with it. It's something that's like you ever get something stuck in your teeth, you just cannot get it out, and it's just maddening, and it's starting to just eat at you, and you start to freak out, and your nerves start going, and everything you just go. Ah! That's what it's like. Seeing him walk around, knowing that he's beaten me in a singles competition, when I am the guy that does singles competition. Me, not him. He's a tag team. That was the one singles match he's had in like I don't know 10 years. It's ridiculous. What's funny is I've had maybe at this point I've had maybe 20 tag team matches my entire career, and I've handed his ass to him a couple times during that. So who's really the better man?
We're going to actually find that out on April 11th now, won't we?
Oh yes, we will. I'm sure we will. Yes.
Big Ann, I actually need to get your expertise on this. We have been making predictions for the last several weeks on the big matches going down. I would like to hear from you, big guy. Who do you think's going to win this match, which will be the main event of Vindication, this unsanctioned Tornado tag team match?
So, as somebody who has trained with the Silk City Kings, met Rick Recon at the last show. I've seen Ray Kalichi's work. Honestly, I don't think the Silk City Kings stand a chance, in my opinion.
Oh, well, the one other intelligent person on this entire roundtable here. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm going to carry on with business here because I actually, I will, champ. Yes, I will. We actually do have a lot to get into, and I do want to get both of your expertise analysis because Billy and John, they have been giving a lot of their analysis over the course of the last several weeks, but I actually want to move to a different Fatal 4-Way qualifying match. And that is the Fatal 4-Way qualifying match between the Perfect Ratio, Adonis Stone, and Mr. 1-800-Bangers himself, Daniel Alexander. Now, Gracia, I know that you have watched closely what happened at the last show, and you saw Adonis Stone and Daniel Alexander go to war with each other in the main event, and they were able to squeak out the win. Adonis, he showed a tremendous feat of strength, which I will play for you right here, when he was able to pick up Ox Adams and slam him down with a Samoan drop. Take a look at this.
On his feet.
Tope blocks to the outside. Both men now it's just Stone.
Oh,
and
Stone!
Ox Adams
Stone's got him up! Stone's got him up!
Oh my goodness! What strength!
Oh my God! Adonis!
Now, I do have to ask you, we have a guy who is stronger than anyone could have even imagined in Adonis Stone. But then you got a guy like Daniel Alexander, and he showed us that he can come back from anything, even a 2-1 deficit. Daniel Alexander won that main event for Team DJ Storms, thankfully keeping the control in my favor and away from the Greek Savage. And that I will actually go over to John after we hear Big Ant's expertise analysis on this. Who do you think is going to win this? Who do you think is going to be advancing to Off the Rails?
As somebody who, again, has stepped in the ring against Adonis Stone and Daniel Alexander, DA has a mean streak to him. Adonis has the power. He's lifted me up. But, he has. It is what it is. So, if DA can bring out that mean streak again that I know he has, Adonis is going down. But in all honesty, the perfect ratio has to be perfect in this match. If he's not, then DA is taking his name into that Fatal 4-Way. But honestly, again, Adonis Stone most likely coming out the winner.
Really? Bold prediction right there. Looks like the momentum of Daniel Alexander could very well run out. Well, you know what? Before I get to what John wanted to tell me, Champ, I know that you're itching. You're just itching to talk again. Please give me your expertise analysis on this match.
Well, I mean, listen, just based off the simple facts that Daniel Alexander, he survived the opening match of the show, and then went into the main event and a 2-1 deficit against like pretty much giants and won. So you're telling me that short ass Adonis Stone is going to beat this kid? He might lose. He's strong. He's incredibly strong. That's great. But like, I will tell you something that, and again, I really don't know what's wrong with me. I think I might be sick, but I'm going to give some props to somebody. Daniel Alexander is somebody that doesn't die. He doesn't quit. He won't die. He just won't. I mean, I don't know how good that's going to be for his career eventually because, I mean, he's probably burnt out in like 3 because his body's just going to give out. But for right now, he just won't die. He won't give up. He won't stay down. He just won't. So I'm going to put this with DA. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Why am I apologizing? It's going to be him, sir. Period. That's what I see.
Yeah, I can tell you haven't really been apologizing for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
John, what is it that you wanted to tell me?
Oh, in regards to Greek Savage.
Yeah, I hear that Greek Savage, he had some stuff to say about me. What was he saying?
He
What
very
does he
nice,
have something to say?
he very
Honestly.
nicely came on my show Tuesday night, and we let him on for a little bit, and he just kept running his mouth. Got to the point, I asked him, I said, is there an issue between you and Ox? As we saw at the last show, there was a little bit of tension. And he goes, everything is fine. Everything is perfect. He kept referring to you as TK without money. That was the best part. He said he asked me a graphic for me. He wanted to know what title he wanted me to put on. Podcast host, professional journalist. I'm like, I don't know. And in the comment he said was, well, how come the booker never told you that? I said, because he hasn't. That was basically the nutshell of it. If you want to go back to Around the Ropes this past Tuesday. He was on for a good half hour. He was also shy.
It's half an hour you'll never forget back. It's a half an hour you'll never forget back.
I was going to say, buddy,
Savage is a fucking idiot. Period. He's a fucking idiot, and that's a shoot straight up. He's an asshole. Period. He has no shit about this business. He doesn't belong in it. Period.
Well, it's actually quite interesting because for the first time this entire stream, I actually agree with you.
Well, it's probably the first time ever, but yeah.
Well, it's actually not the first time ever, but we don't really need to get into that right now. But I will say this. As far as Greek Savage goes, at this point, he's just coming off like a bitter ex that just won't go away. Let's shoot straight, okay? And to be quite honest with you, he should be worrying about his own client because guess what? His own client, he's got a huge match going down at Vindication and a match that could absolutely shake the foundation of the East Coast pro wrestling circuit. And I'm talking about a match against PJ Savage. Talking about PJ Savage, who has been waiting in the wings for 11 months. This match is 11 months in the making because, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, PJ Savage was initially supposed to be involved at Off the Rails last year in the Savage Heavyweight title tournament. He pulled out due to personal issues, but he made his big return at Battle in the Borough 2. Rick, Big Ant, you were both there for it. For those who were not there for it, let us replay the footage of PJ Savage's return to professional wrestling.
Needed, so unnecessary.
Wait a minute.
What is
Wait a
that?
minute. Who's that? Wait a minute. Is this? Don't
No
tell
way.
me. Is that? Wait a minute. You got to be kidding me. Is this?
No way.
Is this? Is this? No! Oh my God!
Goodness!
PJ Savage! The man who held the Titan World Heavyweight Championship for nearly 17 months!
This night has just begun and the surprises are turning out left and right.
This is a man who has dominated the independent scene in New York for years. And not just that, Mark. This was the man who was supposed to compete in the Savage Heavyweight Championship tournament back at Off the Rails. He had to pull out due to personal issues. But after 6 months, PJ Savage is back.
Needless to say, it was a huge return, to say the least. A huge return, to say the least. And I want to start with Big Ann on this one because we have not heard your analysis on this. As someone who has trained with PJ Savage and as someone who has also been in the ring with Big Ox, who can you see winning this match? Who will advance to that fatal four-way?
PJ was away for quite a bit. Hasn't done much in wrestling lately. Ox Adams, on the other hand, has been traveling, getting better in the ring. But like you said in the video, when he returned, he was champion for 17 months. He's been a champion in pretty much every promotion he's been in. Me and PJ are like we're very close outside of wrestling. Ox Adams and I can go toe to toe. And I know PJ can take a beating. I know Ox can take a beating. PJ has to become the Savage again in order to take out Ox. But with the Greek Savage behind Ox Adams, PJ doesn't honestly stand a chance.
Really? You're going with the Big Ox to retain?
Only because Ox has somebody to help him. Because again, I know PJ very personally. I know PJ's mindset. But if Greek Savage gets involved, which we all assume he will, PJ will be looking at the lights for 1, 2, 3.
Rick, what do you have to say?
Well, here's the thing. I've had my stints of being gone from wrestling or whatever, maybe for a shorter amount of time. But I'll tell you what, when you're gone, you are stewing in this. It's like a soup of self-loathing, hatred for everyone else that doubted you, or everybody else that forgot about you. Because when you're gone, all of a sudden those messages stop coming. All of a sudden everybody stops talking about you. All of a sudden you're kind of forgotten about. And I'll tell you what, spite and hate, man, those are. I'll tell you, sometimes those are stronger than even love would be. You could survive off of spite and hate. If you had all this time, you had time. Here's what he had time to heal. Ox didn't have that time to heal. Ox was breaking his body down every weekend. Savage had time to heal. Savage had time to rethink things. Watch what he does. See what he does. Watch his little things where he makes a mistake. Where does he? Does he turn? Does he shoot this way? The problem with yes, he's been gone, but he's had the time, and he's had the time to watch this guy and see exactly what he's gonna do. And the other thing is, I don't think he's stupid enough to not think that Greek Savage won't be involved. I mean, he was champion for 17 months, correct?
Yes.
You're not champion for 17 months being an idiot by not realizing that there's people outside the ring, that there's other outside factors, and on top of it, he's had more experience than Ox Adams. I'm sorry, he has. Like again, man, I'm tired of having to give people props. He's getting really old, but no, I'm sorry. Savage is the Savage is the Savage. Period. Ox Adams, I don't care how big he is. Like, listen, Daniel Alexander beat him. Basically, put him out, right?
Well, it was Adonis Stone and Tony
Who's been
Cheney.
sitting here? Regardless. I mean, still, you got put down. TJ Savage he's literally a bull that has a chain around his neck, and he's literally being held back all the way until it was time for him to be let loose. And when you let him loose, it's over. It's over. I don't care. I don't care what you've been doing every weekend. Guess what? Ox Adams guaranteed has all kinds of injuries all over his body that he's just hiding. Because we all have that. This guy's fresh. This guy's ready. This guy's hungry. He wants it now. And he's got the experience? No. Fuck out of here, man.
Billy, you look like you wanted to say something.
I'm with him, and I hate to agree right now but anyway, I'm just a little concerned that I've been a huge PJ Savage fan for years, but he is just coming back, and someone that's trained with him, Anthony, just said he has to become PJ Savage again. So, I mean, I'm concerned about ring rust. Like, and Ox is at the top of his game right now. Like,
Well,
I don't.
I do want to bring something to the table here. PJ Savage did have a match against Papa Don for the CCW Heavyweight Championship back at Legacy 2 at the end of January. And needless to say, him losing that match, I can definitely tell that PJ Savage is a bit more hungry to get some gold around his waist. So something tells me that PJ Savage might have a slight edge here.
Ooh.
He faced Papadon. So yeah, great. He already knocked the rest off. He already knocked the rest off. And on top of it, like I said, he has more experience than Ox Adams. Ox Adams he's still got the green on him. He's still got the green on him. You can have you can be as top of your game as you want, but the top of his game is here. Top of his Savage's game is here, even with rust. Even if you bring it down a little bit because of ring rust, he's still here.
That's very fair.
That's how it works. That's just facts.
Well, we're going to move on here to some women's action, and we got one hell of a women's match, a first-time ever women's match here. We have House of Glory prospect Amira Sahar taking on former Ring of Honor women's wrestler Vita Von Star. And we do have some words from both Vita Von Star and Amira Sahar. Let us hear from Vita Von Star first.
Amira Sahar, I've seen you around. Seems like you got your own thing going on. You're pretty tough. This isn't House of Glory, man. This is New Jersey. I'm Vita Von Star, man. I come from the depths of hell, and Jersey is the portal to hell. This is my domain. And unfortunately for you, you just happen to be meeting me at a time that I'm just so frustrated that it's been so long since I've held gold in my hands. You get to be the casualty I go through to get it. So I hope you know what you're getting yourself into, Samira. Because April 11th, Vindication? Chaos reigns.
Needless to say, unhinged is an understatement when it comes to Vita Von Star. I actually had her on the stream 4 weeks ago, and John Blaine can attest to this. I was asking him, should I be scared come April 11th? But we do have some words from Miss Amira Sahar. Take a listen right here.
Vita, I don't know who you think you are. I don't care about the company you keep. I don't care who you train with. I don't care how much experience you have. Nothing is going to prepare you for the Desert Rose. Because I'm going to break your neck and I'm going to stomp a hole through your heart. And when it's all said and done with, I'm going to become the new VPW Women's Champion. So Rutherford, please prepare yourselves for a once-in-a-generation performance by a once-in-a-generation talent. I'll see you there.
Certainly not shy of any confidence whatsoever, and what she is referring to is what is going down at Off the Rails, because at Off the Rails, the winner of this match will advance to Clifton, New Jersey to take on one Tiffany Grady for the Victory Pro Wrestling Women's World Championship, should she hold it until then. We do have a couple of Victory Pro Wrestling events going down in New York State. Shout out to John Radio and everyone over there at Victory Pro Wrestling. But I want to start off with Big Ant. I want you to tell me, based on what you know and based on what you've heard from both of these women, who do you feel is going to walk out victorious? It's a battle of the youth of Amira Sahar versus the experience of Vita Von Star.
I would have to go with experience of Vita. Yes, I'm at House of Glory. You are trained by Brian XL and Amazing Red. You are put to the test every day in training, but honestly, I feel like Vita and her experience will become a major factor in this match.
Looks like experience goes up one notch. You know, Champ, yeah, I know that you have a lot of experience in the business. Do you think that's going to help Vita, or do you think that youthfulness of Amir Sahar is going to be a little too much?
I think the youthfulness will be. I think it might help her initially. Um, if she can get out the gate really quickly, and take it to her like immediately, she might. But the longer it goes, no experience. See, that's the thing about experience is we know how to. Our endurance and our wind goes up. We know how to endure. We know how to drag things out. We know when to, if we have to, take a minute, roll out the ring. It's not cowardice. It's being smart. Vita Von Star, honestly, I'm just gonna say it. Vita Von Star is gonna wipe the floor with this girl. I mean,
Really?
she's gonna obliterate her. But especially because here's the thing: there's a way about carrying yourself. You ain't been here for more than a cup of coffee. I don't even think she's been here for a cup of water. And I sitting there saying, I don't care what company or you work for or you're an idiot. But you're an idiot. Like she's gonna crush you. She's gonna just destroy you. And then on top of that, you way down the road when you're trying to get into those companies. Oh no, sorry, door closed. Oh no, sorry, cut. Nope. See you. Bye. You gotta understand how to carry yourself and speak, and then realize your words do carry weight. Also, she's talking about break her neck, stop her heart. Believe me, I'm all for that. But are you really gonna break her neck? Are you really gonna stop her heart out? No, she's gonna kill you. Period. She's gonna destroy you. And then what do you look like? You look like an idiot afterwards. And then and she sits there and basically, for somebody who Vietnam Star has lots of experience, but all over the world, she's basically treating her as if she's nothing. So that's mistake number one. You're treating your opponent like they're nothing. So when they beat you, you got beat by nothing. And if you happen to beat them, you beat nobody. So you just screwed yourself.
Well, with that being said, I would actually like to turn that on you because because you do have a little sentence underneath your name there. Did you really kill Kenny?
Eh, I think I killed his singles career because I don't think he's had a singles match after that. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. I figured it'd be a good joke because that got the most pop off of your show that entire night. So
Really? We'll have to go back
it
and
did.
re-examine that footage.
It did. I think it did. Or when I said maybe you should put a product that was worth watching.
Big Ant, I actually want to ask you. You think Vita Von Star will be advancing to Off the Rails? Does she beat Tiffany Grady to become the VPW Women's World Champion?
In that situation, it it's a toss up. I've seen Tiffany Grady wrestle. I have tremendous respect for her. It all depends on how dominant Vita looks in this match coming up April 11th. If she looks at like a complete destroyer and destroys her opponent, then yes. But it's going to be by a very slim margin.
Well, with that being said, I do want to pose this because you have someone in Vita Von Star who has been searching for gold for a long time. It's been a while. Tiffany Grady's on the run of her career right now. She currently holds 4 separate women's championships in 4 separate promotions. She has everything to lose. Vita has nothing to lose. So with that being said, will the pressure become too much for Tiffany Grady?
Again, I've seen Tiffany handle pressure like it's nothing. So And as somebody who's looking for gold and is hungry for gold, you can end up with false gold at the end and screw yourself over. If you're so hungry for gold, then you can slip up and honestly your opponent can take over and win. But again, if Tiffany can beat Vita, it's going to be by a very slim margin.
Well, you do have to remember Tiffany Grady also will have Greek Savage in her corner because wherever Grady goes, Savage goes as well. Savage actually helped her become the CCW Women's World Champion back at Legacy 2, if you could believe that.
Yeah, he's always sticking his nose in other people's business, trying to ride somebody's coattails, but it is what it is.
Rick, you're telling me Vita is going to wipe the floor with the mirror. If Vita advances to Off the Rails, does Vita become the new VPW Women's Champion?
Again, it will be a close contest. I do agree with Ed here. However, again, I find it that it's the wolf that's trying to climb the mountain. The wolf that's starving. The wolf that has nothing left to lose. The wolf that's like, if I don't get this, I'm going to die. That's the one that wants it the most. That's the one that gets it. Because you can be on top of the mountain. They all come to you. They all come at you. Eventually, you get worn down. Eventually, you get beat. That's what happens. I mean, I've had it. You know, I've had championships where I won it, and I held it, and all the challenges came at me, and eventually, I just got worn down and got beat. Period. And I see that happening. And for somebody that has looked for a championship for a long time, that is a tremendous mental factor. She will go absolutely beyond her own physical and mental limits to get the title. So yeah, I actually would buy that she would win. It will be close, yes, and this isn't taking away from Tiffany Grady whatsoever. But yeah, I would go with Von Star on this.
I don't believe that we heard that from Billy or John. Do you think Vita Von Star will be advancing to Off the Rails as well? And if so, does she win the championship?
I did say that I think Vita Von Star is definitely advancing. For sure. She's, like she said, she's ready to go to the depths of hell. This girl is determined. I'm terrified of her. I think it's happening. But once she gets up to Tiffany Grady, that's a lot. That's a tougher decision to make there. A tougher call to make. I think Greek Savage is definitely going to have something to do with it. But like you guys said, Tiffany Grady has everything to lose, and Vita Von Star would have nothing to lose, and that's the most dangerous competitor you can have.
John?
Yes, I'm also in agreement. I think Vita, I said this, I think, last time as well, that Vita's going to be going to take on Tiffany for the title just because she also scared the crap out of me when we had her on a couple weeks ago, and I don't want to piss her off. But with that being said, though, as far as her beating Tiffany, who is the Tiffany doesn't overlook her? I'm just saying, looking at it that way. Who's the Tiffany doesn't start getting this mindset of, well, I'm the champion, nobody's ever going to beat me. And then it's that one small, I mean, you see it in sports all the time. That one small mistake all of a sudden can cost you everything. And somebody like Vita, who, as we've been saying tonight, is hungry for a championship, will go to whatever she can to get that title.
This is a very pro Vita Von Star stream right here. I'm sure Vita sees this. She'll be very happy to hear that. We're actually going to move. We're going to move on here. We're actually going to talk about some more tag team wrestling. No, we're not talking about the unsanctioned match anymore. You can wipe that smile off your face, Rick. We are discussing.
I don't know where that like left turn. What was the purpose of that? Whatever. Fine. Whatever.
Gentlemen.
We're talking about the Audacity and the Shot Callers. This is a first time ever matchup right here, actually.
Oh, the Shot Callers, a team that I've beaten like 5 times and that carried every match. Great. Roll tape. Go ahead.
Are you done?
I'm never done. But go ahead, roll tape.
Shot Callers, Flash Carter and Jay Evans. It's first time ever matchup. They are making their debut in Rutherford, as is the Audacity. And we have discussed several times here on the Countdown Show that the Audacity have not necessarily been themselves whenever they show up to North Jersey. They lost to the Now at Battle in the Borough 1. They lost to Misery Inc. at Battle in the Borough 2. They recently lost the TCW World Tag Team titles to the Bling and the Bite down in Waretown, same show that Big Ant was on. So, Big Ant, I actually want to throw it to you first. Will that play into effect here? Is the Audacity still the illest tag team in the game, or are the Young Bucks and the Shot Callers going to remain in top form, because they have been in top form over the course of the last 14 months?
Yes, the Audacity currently has been on a downward trajectory, but never, never call them out or count them out in a match. Because, yes, they lost their tag titles over at Titan. Yes, they have not been themselves lately. The shot callers, on the other hand, always on the up and up. But usually when that happens, you can fall pretty hard. The Audacity have to recalculate and go back to what made them one of the best tag teams in the Northeast. So hopefully losing their tag titles over at Titan kind of woke them up a bit. Because I'm gonna say this right now, the Audacity has everything to lose in this match.
I do have to agree with you there, big guy, because the Audacity have built a reputation on being the illest tag team in the game, and at one point last year, around the springtime, they held 4 sets of tag team championships. Now they only hold 1, that being the CCW tag team championships. Rick, I can tell you're just itching to talk about this match. Considering you did say you beat the Shot Callers several times. So, with that being said, considering that the Shot Callers, they are the team that you took the ISPW tag team titles from, and you actually helped the Audacity retain the TCW tag team titles over the Silk City Kings last May. So, what is your analysis on this match?
Well, Shot Callers, for all their obnoxiousness and boisterousness, listen, they're a solid tag team. They have some work to be done. They definitely need to prove a few things. Because again, a somewhat hodgepodge tag team of myself and Eric Corvus beat them 5 times in a row, and handed them their ass every time. And then, and then what was great was when I beat them basically. I was facing them basically 2-on-1 in a handicap match. I'm not going to count total time. So I stood up to them until my partner decided to show up. So the Shot Callers, they have a lot of potential. They have a lot of ability. Damn, I tell you what, getting kicked in the face for them is not fun because my jaw is still not fully corrected. However, they lack experience. Again, we're going to go back to this experience again. I'm always going to come back to experience. I'm always going to come back to knowing when to do things and when not to do things. They do things for the sake of doing them. The Audacity, they do things for the sake of winning. They do that for the sake of this needs to happen right here, right now, so that we can win. They, unfortunately, I'm sure having 4 tag team titles, carrying that around, wears you out a bit. It's a lot of goals to carry around. I'm sure they got a little fatigue there. Wore them down a bit. And I'm sure that made them a little cocky. That's what happens. Now they lost them. They started losing their belts one. Now they just stood there and probably sitting there taking stock and going, "Oh shit! Like we gotta fix this. This is not right. This is not happening. We can't do this." So now, when this happens, when you have that downward trend, you eventually realize it and you do that one thing that triggers the upward shot back to where they were. I can see that they're going to do that here because the shot callers, you know, they are. They are. They actually had a little time off. I haven't really seen them in like the last month or so. The Audacity has been killing it, grinding it as always. The Audacity, I believe, is going to eke one out here. It'll be close. This is not going to be some squash match. AEW Collision. 2 minute affair. This is going to be the Audacity is going to have to put up everything to be shot callers, but they're going to win.
Speaking of AEW, weren't you a participant on AEW Dark back in the day?
Back in the day, yes, I was. That was fun. And my hometown too, Albany. So that was fun.
Did you win?
No, but I didn't get pinned.
I was there. It was pretty cool.
It was cool. It really was. It was fun times. Fun times. Nope, didn't win, but we all know that the extra guys don't tend to win very much. But I didn't get pinned. That's my biggest thing. Well, you don't pay me. I didn't lose individually.
Well, it's actually interesting that you said that you didn't get pinned because that's actually a centerpiece of the final match on Vindication that we're going to talk about. This is a match between former mentor and former mentee. This is a match that is quite a lot of years in the making. I'm talking about the hometown boy, Crowbar himself, versus the Dominican destroyer, Vargas. October 6, 2019, WrestleMania 7, the last WrestleMania ever. I was there on commentary for the first time ever. And this match main evented the show. It ended in a no contest. January 20th, 2024, Barnegat, New Jersey. Crowbar defended the ISPW championship in the main event of that show, and he won via countout. The record stands. Crowbar has not pinned Vargas' shoulders to the mat 1, 2, 3. So with that being said, Big Ant, what are your thoughts on this match, and who can you see walking out with their hand raised?
As somebody who's seen both Vargas and Crowbar wrestle, experience is key. Even though, yes, Crowbar hasn't been able to pin Vargas, experience is key and will always be key. Crowbar has faced a multitude of people, especially on his comeback into professional wrestling over the last couple of years. So, my opinion is Crowbar, but if Vargas comes out, he will destroy Crowbar in every sense of the word. But I truly believe Crowbar is going to come out the victor in this match.
Really? Hometown boy takes the victory here in Rutherford, says Big Ant. Rick, you actually have a history with both of these individuals. I was there for a lot of the matches between both you and Vargas and you and Crowbar. What are your thoughts on this match?
Crowbar is probably one of the most enduring and the hardest to kill competitors in the game. Period. I've been in the ring with him 5, 6 times at this point. 2 cage matches. I mean, yeah, the guy doesn't stop. The guy just, no matter what you do, he doesn't stop. And you think that you put him out and put him down, and he just rolls that shoulder up, and you just go, son of a bitch. Why won't you just die? Why won't you go down? Please, I don't want to have to kill you. Please don't let me do this. Don't let me put one of my childhood heroes down in the grave. Literally, that's been my thought process the last couple of matches we've had. Crowbar, I'm sorry, I think you'll find a way to win. And you know what? Again, I'm feeling nice today. This is not a knock on Vargas. I've been in the ring with this behemoth of an individual. I'm pretty sure I still have a neck problem over here because of him setting me into the ropes and, right in that top rope. I've faced him before. I had him up in a one-wing angel, put him out. Somehow, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I've beaten him. I beat both these men. I've lost to Crowbar. I haven't lost to Vargas, though, so ha ha ha. Not defeated. Vargas is a animal. He is running roughshod over the independents currently right now, especially in New Jersey, but I'm sorry. I think that Crowbar is going to do it. He always does it. He always makes it happen. He always finds a way. Always finds a way. That's what he does. So I think that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction.
I actually find it ironic that you said you were feeling nice today, seeing as you've been taking shots at me all throughout the damn stream, man.
Hey man, I just give what I just give what I get. So
give what you get. Give what you get. You haven't been talking to me for months. Matter of fact, I don't think you've even spoken a word to me privately since what happened at Off the Rails last spring.
Hey man, you can always, my inbox is always open. You can always hit me up.
Inbox's always open, dude. You've been leaving me on read. What the hell are you talking about? I've been trying to keep it cool all stream. I'm sorry. I've been trying to keep it cool all stream. But, dude, let me tell you something. Around this time last year, you came on this channel, bro. Okay? You came on this channel. You gave me 2 hours of your time, 70 minutes for an interview. And then you gave me another hour afterwards. Okay? That guy's dead and gone. What happened to that guy?
A guy that's not going to waste his time pontificating on nonsense. I say what I say and then I go away. That's all I got to do. I'm here for a job, man. I'm the hitman. I'm paid for a job, and that's it. That's what I'm here for. I don't have time. I've bled enough. I've cried enough. I've sweat enough. I've given enough of my body to these idiots that you think are your fans. I've given so much to all of them. I just can't give more and more and more. I have nothing left to give, really. I have nothing left to give but hate and spite and just vengeance. That's it, man. So, you know what? There's the answer to your question. That's all I got left.
I'm not going to go any further. You know what? I'm not really going to go any further right now because to be quite honest with you, it's really not worth it right now. It's really not worth it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up. I'm going to have to wrap it up right now for my own personal sake. But Big Ant, I would like to thank you for coming on. John, thank you for taking the time. Billy, thank you for taking the time. Thank you, Rick. I think. Thank you.
Fuck you, DJ.
Oh.
And on that, I'm out.
No.
Wow.
Nah.
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution!